If you're looking to improve the lighting of your videos and you want professional result while keeping it simple, then this $50 lighting kit has everything you need to get started. So in this video, I'll show you how to set it up and share some easy tips so you look your best on camera.
You gotta just press record.
So here's everything that comes with our $50 lighting kit. We're gonna start off here with the light stand. So in order to set this up, we're going to open this and slide this column down until these kind of stretchers reach about horizontal, about level. Then we want to tighten this down. Be careful not to over tighten it because it is plastic. We don't want to accidentally break it. We're then going to raise this column up by just unloosening and then tightening this knob and then lock that down. And this is our light stand, which we're going to set our light on. Next thing we're gonna grab here is this weird looking softbox portion. And what we're gonna do is take this part and we're going to attach it to the light stand right here. So all I'm gonna do is just slide this on, make sure this is enough room to clear, and then you can just tighten it down like so. So it's nice and tight. Now what we want to do is we want to open up the softbox. So what I'm gonna do is reach in here and you'll see this little column thing in here, this little circle. We want to push that down and it's gonna automatically open up. It kind of springs open. And then we have a light bulb socket, which we're going to take our little LED bulb, which also is how we're going to control it with the remote. But we're gonna take this and we're gonna simply screw it in like we would do any sort of light bulb. Make sure it's tight, but not over tightened again. And then lastly, we have this bit of diffusion. We're gonna grab two corners and there's a piece of Velcro in the center. So take the two corners, slide it over top, and then just make sure they're Velcroed along the top and on the sides, like so. And this bit of diffusion is what's going to give us that soft, natural lighting, which is gonna look great for our skin, make us look great in front of the camera. Next up, we're just gonna make sure we plug this into a little outlet right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that on and boom, it is bright right here. So this is where we have our remote, which we can turn off and turn it on. We can also dial in the exposure by pressing down here. We can lower it and also brighten it. Now also this light has the ability to change by color settings. So you can make it cooler or warmer depending on your lighting scene. Because of this background light I have, it's a bit warmer. So I might actually kind of make it a little bit more warmer by clicking down here on the CT minus or CT plus. CT plus is going to make it cooler. So that's the coldest setting. And then CT warmer is going to really warm that up. I like to keep this somewhere in the middle. That way we have a good balance. So we have the softbox all set up, but we need to make sure we put it in a proper placement. So that way we look good on camera. So first, what I'm gonna do is just set up my camera. I got the little ZVE10 here, and I'm kind of set up right over here. I'll record on this camera so we can see what we are dealing with. So right now, I just kind of have the light, not really set up at all. And again, it's too bright. So we want to make sure we dial in our settings. The proper placement for a softbox is actually kind of at like a 45-degree angle, but we want to bring this as close as possible without it actually being in the screen. So what I might do is just kind of lower this a little bit. We're getting the light as close as possible without it showing up in the camera frame. And this is going to give us as soft as lighting as possible. Anytime you can get a larger source of diffusion closer to you, it's gonna look better. Next up, we're going to dial in our exposure. So on the plus and the minus, we can turn this down. Right now, it's obviously way too bright. So I'm just gonna turn that way down right here. And right about here actually looks like decent exposure. Now we also have the benefit of adjusting our color temperature, the CT minus or CT plus. So if I turn this up, it's going to make it cooler. And if I turn it down, it's going to make it warmer. So this is nice, especially if you're dealing with different lighting situations. Right now I have kind of a warmer light in the background. So I'm actually just gonna set mine somewhere in the middle. And then we wanna make sure we have a good white balance in the camera. So what I'll do is actually cut on the camera, and we're gonna dive into our white balance settings. And a really cool tool to help you get proper white balance with any light is this little gray card. It costs about $8, gray on one side, white on the other. What I can do is just go down to a custom white balance, set this, and it's going to know that this is the proper gray I want. And then all I gotta do is hit record. Now we've updated our white balance, and with this one light, really does a lot of the work and the heavy lifting when it comes to making sure you look good on camera. So with just this one light, we have a huge difference. If I were to turn this off and see what the camera looks like right now, let me see, I'll raise my exposure. This is kind of a before setup of just what's in my living room. Doesn't look great at all, but by simply turning on a light and getting in the proper placement, we have a really solid setup, and this light only cost us $50. Now, if you're looking for an entire YouTube studio, but you only have $100, I actually have a full video breaking that down right here.